Hello, I'm Henry John Griffin, and hello, I'm Henry John Griffin, and today I'm gonna tell you about Elijah's teacher and what was reported about it. Now, the innocence happened right during Elijah's birthday when I was having a good time, and even though I've been behaved or had cake, or even though I was good, I found out that I was talking to Elijah's teacher about the brain, about how I know the brain was about how I know the brain is the very first original computer. But then look, Elijah's teacher told me that I wasn't one, and I didn't like those answers. However, I got to keep telling my dad I don't like those answers. So when I was at Elijah's party, the teacher George was giving me those sentences. I did not take it. I don't feel that because it's really scary, and it puts me in a dark mood. So whenever Elijah's teacher comes up with that nonsense or tries to tell me that I am not a computer, I'm a human, I get really mad, as though I got mad in Classroom 7 after I had a tantrum. So I banged my head on the radiator thing. I tried to break someone else's computer. I didn't mean to do all these things because these things are not really helpful and they're not really safe. But, like I said, Elijah's teacher has been telling me a bunch of setup answers the day after, or even before a day. On Thursday, April wasn't at that school. But, remember, this is the last day of my vacation. I got one more day left, and then I'm going back to school. I'm not going to be on Dewey Avenue forever. Trust me. I'm not going to be in the real world anymore once I go to a group home. I'm going to go to a group home, and then I'm not going to be in the real world anymore. But this is the real world. And I feel really bad because they gotta stop telling me that I'm not real. They're just doing that to cause me to have temper tantrums and stuff. Now, I argued with my dad, and I told my dad, well, if you don't know that my brain is not a computer, well then you're obviously stupid and there's obviously something wrong with you. And if you don't know it, why don't you start doing research then and start looking up proof to show that the brain is a computer? Why don't you start getting proof that the brain is a computer? And why don't you start watching movies like The Matrix, Transcendence, and even Lucy? You know those movies can teach you more about how computers in the brain work and how they compare. But when someone at Elijah's birthday party started telling me that I'm not a computer, I started to feel really mad. I started to get to the point where I was getting really mad because I didn't want her saying that. And when Daddy was threatening to take my show off the air and was threatening to take my show off YouTube or erase my TV show, then I started getting scared because it's all about how Elijah's teacher wouldn't agree with me that my brain is the very first original computer. However, when I started to be on this topic, it's all because that the day I was trying to talk to my dad, it was never because Elijah's teacher started saying some slick shit and be like, oh, you're not a computer, Henry, you're a human being, and all this other stuff, however. Because I would never be I would never be trying to bother Elijah's teacher like that, and however, Elijah's teacher would still tell me that I'm not a computer. Okay, in the next scene of this TV show, we are gonna be telling you why Elijah's teacher said what she said, and why she might have to stay out of Kessler for a while until she learns how to get her act together, and she's not gonna do her job and agree just like April agrees, because anybody else there agrees that my brain is a computer and that I'm a computer too. But if you go to like a new staff at the Kessler Center and they don't agree that the brain is a computer and that my brain is a computer, I get mad. Well, it's probably to say that Elijah's teacher is not believing me that I could be a computer and that my brain could be a computer. Not to tell that Elijah's teacher is agreeing with me for sure. Because I had a bad day, had a problem at school too, and I even had a bad vacation. Now, however, when they're trying to ruin my vacation is because of the punishment that takes place. Because like I said, this is a real world. I need to get out of here so I can so I don't not have to worry about it anymore. I need to get out of here so I do not have to worry about it ever again. The only time I would come to Dewey Avenue is to just chill and play with Charlie and Giovanni. Don't just keep me here for a long period of time. Unless if I need to come here and come here to play and upload stuff to YouTube. But don't just leave me on Dewey Avenue for a long period of time. I need to go to the Kessler eventually. Eventually, I need to go to a group home. I need to go to a group home eventually. I can't be on Dewey Avenue forever. I can't live on that same street. Now, just because it's a real world, all of the people have gotten shot. And they can try to kill me too. However, you know, like when you see who's at Dewey Avenue, you see who's strangers at Dewey Avenue and stuff, and people trying to kidnap you and stuff and all that extra stuff. Because what I have heard is that this is not Kessler. I had a lot of bad days here. People has not agreed with me that my brain is like a computer, and Daddy hasn't been able to talk about it, and Daddy wasn't agreeing with me, and neither is Grandma Donna, and neither is Uncle Rip. Maybe Uncle Rip agrees with me a little bit, but at the start before he really comes to completely agree that the brain is like a computer. But here, the only person here that agrees with me is Uncle Rip. He agrees that the brain is like a computer, and I told him, they are both similar. So if I want, I can, not because I have to talk to him. I don't have to talk to Uncle Rip because he already knows that, and he already agrees. But I can ask Uncle Rip if I can go on an outing to some sort of, science festival to where they do go to a place to where they do those comparisons, because they gotta get out the habit of telling me what I'm not, because when they're talking about what I'm not, that makes me upset, and I get upset every time they talk about what I'm not. That makes me upset. So that means therefore they're trying to say I'm not a computer, or they're trying to say that I'm not something that computes, or they're trying to say that my brain is not a computer and that my brain is not something that computes, because Joy already knew Joy already know what I am, and she's still trying to know, like, if she knows what I am, she's gonna say I'm not a computer. However, and there's no reason for her to be saying that to me. Because I have a great circumstance that the brain functions